Chief. Hi guys, you're welcome to today's commentary. I'd like you to quickly engage in the comment section. Let me know where you're watching me from. Just type your name and where you're watching from. Today's going to be another day of amazing analysis. We're going to do a pre-NFP trade forecast. For some of you who are NFP traders, I'm going to show you what to anticipate this week. NFP is usually an event that comes first Friday of every month, and usually it shows us the unemployment rate in the United States of America and has a way of influencing the market. And usually we see some sort of volatility during the event on Friday during the New York session. Okay, please, if you are joining me, just type in the comment section, give me your most favorite emoji. Just drop in the fire emoji in the comment section before we quickly get started. Drop in the fire emoji. You can alternatively write in your name and where you're watching me from. I need you to write your name and where you're watching me from before we quickly get started. It's going to be an amazing session. My name is Bala Francis, and I'm sure you're not watching me for the first time on this YouTube handle. I can see Nehemiah from Botswana, my friends from Botswana, South Africa. I can see my friends from Uganda. Oh, that reminds me, we have an amazing announcement for all of our friends who are in Uganda, those of you in Rwanda, those of you in Kenya, and we're going to be doing a tour in the month of June in Uganda, in Kenya, and in Rwanda, and we just want to do a meet and greet with all the traders in these countries that I've mentioned. So we're going to be dropping a link on the description of the video so that those of you who are in these countries should join these WhatsApp groups that we've already organized so that we can plan how to have a meet and greet in these countries we've mentioned: Rwanda, Kenya, and Uganda. Please make sure that you are in these countries before joining the WhatsApp group, and make sure you join the right group. You're going to see the right groups for Uganda, for Kenya, and Rwanda, these three countries in the month of June. We're going to be visiting your countries, and we want to have a meet and greet with all of our fans, all of our students, all of our, all the traders in these countries. We want to meet you and exchange handshake. Okay, so you would see a link on the description of the video after the live session. I'm going to announce this before the end of the session, so just stay tuned. Okay, so today let's quickly start with, I'm starting with GBP JPY for some of you who trade this asset. It's a very beautiful currency asset, and actually this week we gave in a call. We gave in a call to buy the GBP to sell the GBP JPY from last week, and we're going to continue with the analysis, and I'm going to show you the trade setups that we've put up in our mentorship community and why we're looking at this setup. All right, that's why I'm starting with the GBP JPY. Remember that Friday is NFP. If you're a beginner trader, you should avoid trading by Wednesday, New York session. After the New York session on Wednesday, avoid being in any trade until after the NFP news event on Friday. Usually in Nigeria or the GMT plus one, it usually comes out around the 2:30 p.m. GMT plus one, which is relatively around 8:30, I think around 8:30 New York Standard Time. That's the time for the NFP news. So on the daily time frame, we see price action create an amazing structure, bearish market structure right here. Also, and then we see price retreated into that bearish mitigation block. Mitigation because we had price action created a failure swing before the shift of structure bearish. You see that price traded into the bearish mitigation, then took out the sell side liquidity pool right here, and then price again traded into the drawn liquidity right above here. And I remember calling the buy trade right at the bullish propulsion candle right here, when price created the bullish order block and created a second order block after retesting the previous bullish order block. This is called the propulsion candle. Price traded into that area, and we were targeting the drawn liquidity residing above the relative equal high right here. That fair value gap that is above that equal high, if you take a look at the body of the candles here, they are equal. That is a buy side liquidity pool, and then price traded into that area. So if you technically take a look at this, you're going to see that this is a bearish order block confluence with a fair value gap. And remember, if you've been watching our teachings, you will remember that we always say that the most valid order block is the one that has a fair value gap attached to it. Again, if you measure the entire price range between the high to the low there, we are in a premium market, which means that we sell premium, we buy discount. So we're in a premium market, which is a high probability trade setup, because we are seeing confluences of the premium institutional reference point, the bearish order block, the fair value gap right at the mitigation block, almost 3 institutional reference points. That is a high probability sell. So price started to sell on Friday last week, and we saw the trade setup played out on the 1 hour time frame. After price traded into that area, we saw GBP JPY create a shift of market structure bearish right here, and traded back into what I call the inverted fair value gap. If you take a look at right here by the right, you wouldn't see any fair value gap, but of course there is a bearish order block right there. But if you take a look at your left, you would see that there's a fair value gap that was violated. Now going to serve as support turned resistance. Support because price traded below it, swept below that fair value gap. So when price comes back to it, we're going to look at this as support turned resistance. And this is the only type of support and resistance concept that truly works in smart money trading. If you're trading smart money, this is the only support and resistance concept to look at. All right, when an institutional reference point is violated and price returns into it, we look at that as support and resistance. Okay, so price created that expansion to the downside. We see that expansion that happened on Friday. We sold all of this into the drawn liquidity. Of course, the relative equal lows right here, and also we are looking at the fair value gap below it. Remember, that's how to know drawn liquidity. Is that okay? Then this week, I'm anticipating to see price action, especially when you look at the 15-minute time frame. You would agree with me that we have price action create price action created one model I usually love to see, price taking a liquidity above that high there. You see that, and created shifting market structure bearish right there. Okay, so if you take a look at that model, you'd see that there's an old high there, the buy side liquidity pool residing there, that has a fair value gap above it. For me, that is the drawn liquidity. I want to see the GBP JPY trade into that area before it starts to drop massively. This was our expectation. But earlier this morning, yesterday and today, manipulated retail traders, inducing them to take buys, because the retail trader is impatient. They're going to take buys very early. But we are looking at the left. When you take a look at the left, you would see that there is also a similar model right by the left. Price action. Took out the low. Created shift of structure there, bullish, and left that old low. Also, there's a fair value gap below it, and there's a bullish order block right there. You see all of the 2 sell candles here that were engulfed by the buy candles consecutively. That's a bullish order block. All right, so we sent in a trade call that we wanted to buy, for transparency's sake, we wanted to buy the GBP JPY. Okay, so we sent the trade setup, I think about yesterday, that wanted to buy GBP JPY at that area. So earlier, I mean, just this New York session, I saw that the GBP JPY has just locked in, we saw that it has picked our limit order right there. And you can clearly see that this guy is heading for the drawn liquidity. Where is the drawn liquidity I'm looking at right now? I'm looking at the relative equal highs right here between the high to this low. You see all of this price range. That relative equal high, institutions are aware that the retail trader who has just taken a sell right here is going to put up his stop losses above these highs, and they want to do this is a low resistance liquidity run. They want to sweep above this high, take out that liquidity, trade into that, then give us confirmatory signature for us to start selling the GBP JPY the more. This is what I'm looking at on the GBP JPY. Okay, so price will do two things. It's either price will impulsively trade into this area today and tomorrow, or price is gonna, it's gonna lagger. It's gonna more like go slow and wait until the NFP. Then it's going to push into this area, take liquidity, and start to drop. Two things is going to happen. It's either price gets to this area, take us in and start to sell between today, tomorrow, and Thursday, or if it goes into consolidation, especially after taking out this high, goes into consolidation, it's going to wait until the NFP, then trade into that area and start to sell. Okay, see guys, this thing is not as hard as people make it look like. It's just that a lot of traders don't have the skill sets to profitably trade the markets. You guys are jumping from one strategy to the other, or you're not learning from the right mentor who has a proven concept, who has track record, who has an active community where traders are learning and all of that. And we even have good news for you guys. Those of you who've been reaching out and asking what's up with your mentorship program, we've been trying to sign up and it's not coming up. We rebuilt the website. The Elite Traders Program.com is actively back, and we're doing this live call also to announce to you guys that you have nothing to worry about. The program is right back, and we're running a 50% discount today. It's going to end today. We started yesterday, but it's going to end today, just to honor our Muslim friends who are celebrating their Salah, their Eid Mubarak. We're going to honor them with giving them a 50% discount, which is going to end today. All right. Those of you who are passionate about learning, you want to join our community of traders, you don't have so much money to afford one-on-one mentorship, that's no problem. This is the entry point for our mentorship program. So just check the link on the description of the video, elitetraders.com. You must take notes of the spelling. The elite there is ELITES, traders program.com. Then you're gonna get to see, just give me a second, let me so I think you guys were not seeing, oh, some of my friends are asking, this guy is not, his voice is not Solomon King. I'm sorry, this is Bala Francis. This is not Solomon King, but it is Bala Francis, and I'm the business partner for Solomon with Solomon King. Solomon King is my brother as well. We've been doing trading together for quite some time. So let's go back to what we're talking about. I was showing you guys the trade setup. We gave out the trade call today, that GBP JPY. We gave the call yesterday, and today, when price took the trade, I had to ask if some of the guys in the community leverage on the trade setup for transparency's sake, because some of you are asking, show us the entry confirmation, so as the trade call you gave. So that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. Okay, nothing to prove, but just for transparency. You see, this was yesterday. My view on GBP JPY yesterday morning, 9:44 a.m. This was the setup, and today price had taken us in on GBP JPY. You see that? Price took us in, and I asked the GBP buy setup is already ready. Okay. So I want to show you guys the community and what you're missing in the community. This is the community right here, the Elite Traders Program Mentorship Community. We want to grow this community to 10,000 with just 570 people, and a lot of things are happening right here. You're going to get the right motivation, the right education, the right community. This is the community. I saw that even the community members are dropping signals, dropping trade setups, and it's going well so far. Even in the community, it's going well. So somebody dropped a trade and it played out. Actually, see, even in the community, it's going so well. So if this is what you're looking for, just go to the elitetradersprogram.com and sign up today. Today, if you sign up, you have 50% discount. If you sign up today, just scroll down. You're going to have access to all the courses available right here. We have only 3 courses available: the Forex, the synthetic indices, and the NASDAQ and US 30, strategy. We're giving them for a discount. It's just $100, but today you're going to pay $50 if you are taking any of the courses. And if you are buying all the courses, the 3-in-1, also, you're going to see the package for the 3-in-1. You're going to get a discount for the 3-in-1 program. Okay, the 3-in-1 is actually on a discount already. We gave out a discount for it. Instead of paying $250, you would pay only $200 to get the 3-in-1. But if you are buying today, you have the opportunity to get it on a discount. Also, you should get to see some of the testimonials on reviews from our students. See for yourself, and we're good to go. Let's not waste time on this. You know what to do if this is what you're looking for. Amazing how GBP JPY is playing to script. Of course, this is not guesswork. All right, it's me showcasing my skill like I always do. So this is the dollar index, and on the dollar index, we've been anticipating price. We want to see the dollar trade into that internal range inefficiency right here. We want to see the dollar rebalance the inefficiency residing here before it starts to sell, to the drawn liquidity like we've seen on the weekly time frame. We mentioned that we on the weekly also want to see the dollar trade into this bearish breaker, even rebalance this inefficiency before it starts to sell. Okay, give me a second, guys. Okay, so we want to see the dollar rebalance that inefficiency, trade into this previous support and resistance area. Also, the breaker right there. We want to see it get to that area, then give us confirmation for us to still sell the dollar. This is also because the seasonal tendency is also saying we should anticipate sells on the dollar. So on the daily time frame, we've had price create shift of market structure, especially after taking out the sell side liquidity pool there, and is sitting on that old high. Remember, when dealing with institutional reference point, we did mention that there are 7 of them, and in their order of importance, one of them is the old high or the old low. So here we have price action mitigating inefficiencies at that old high and pairing up new long positions at the previous short orders that happened around here. The sales that happened here, institutions are pairing up long positions here. We want to see it rebalance the inefficiency. You see that double bottom that was violated here, that is support and resistance. We want to see it get into this area, this mitigation block right there. We want to see the dollar get into this area. So I believe that the NFP is going to do this. It's going to hold price, manipulate retail, keep inducing retail to keep taking shots or keep taking early buys until they're ready, and they are going to impulsively trade into that area. Okay, we already have a confirmation for the buy on the dollar, because the dollar took out that equal low and created shift of market structure bullish on the 1-hour time frame, the time frame for confirmation. And right here we have our bullish breaker right there. So I'm going to extend this. We have a bullish breaker, And what I think the dollar is doing right now is taking its time to retest either the bullish mid breaker right here, which is exactly what I believe the dollar is going to do. It's going to take out these relative lows that it's already creating. It's going to take out liquidity below them. You already know that a lot of retail are impatient. They're going to do trend line. They are buying the trend right here. They're going to tap into that bullish breaker and start to buy the dollar into the dollar liquidity, the old high there, and ultimately the inefficiency on the daily time frames. Until this happens on the dollar, we're not ready to do anything. We actually took a trade yesterday, and the trade we took yesterday was very simple. It was on the 15-minute time frame using the breaker setup. Price took out the low, shifter structure, that is a bullish breaker, traded back into the breaker. We took a buy on the dollar and we sold the Euro USD, which is the foreign currency asset paired up with the dollar, which is the benchmark asset. Okay, the dollar is the main driver. So we sold it yesterday. We sold it. Yeah, this was the trade yesterday. We sold it. So my goodness, I can't believe this just happened. Earlier this morning, when I was having a session with some of my students, I mentioned that we wanted to see the Euro USD trade back into the bearish breaker that happened yesterday, took out the high shifter structure, and price just obeyed. Price traded into that area right there, and look at the sell massively there. This is amazing. Okay, every time we do analysis and we see price action obeying our analysis, it lets us know that we're learning, we're growing also. We're growing by the day, and you become a better trader every time you do analysis and price plays out into your direction. So during NFP, you're only looking for two things. You want to see a cracking correlation between the dollar and a foreign currency asset that you like to trade, maybe the dollar and the GBP USD, just ahead of the NFP. If you see that cracking correlation, that smart money divergence, then that is a signal for you to either short or go long on any of the assets. Okay, we've been expecting a bullish dollar. What I mean is, if we see the dollar create cracking correlation, failing to take the low, you see that just ahead of the NFP on Friday, and we see Euro USD, which is the correlating currency, taking out a high. Meanwhile, the dollar is finding difficult to take out the low, and Euro has taken out the high. GBP USD has possibly also taken out the high, or whichever, creating a failure swing. That means we're going to go short on the Euro USD, on the GBP USD, and we're going to go long on the dollar. Why? The dollar created failure swing. That is cracking correlation. Because on a normal day, as the dollar is creating failure swing, this guy is also supposed to create failure swing. But it took out the high. For taking out the high, that is cracking correlation. It's an institutional signature. You sell the Euro, sell the GBP, and we buy the dollar. This is exactly how to trade NFP. Okay? If you are a beginner trader, I am discouraging you from trading NFP on a live account. You can do it on a demo account and get to experience the market for yourself. But if you are well experienced, you know how to manage your risks, you know how to, curtail risks, then good. You can give it a try using the things that we've mentioned. Gold is very bullish, just like I have been calling it. The gold is bullish. You see that gold traded into that inefficiency, internal range liquidity, the fair value gap with an old high right there. That is IOFED, institutional order flow entry drill. That's what happened yesterday, and gold traded massively bullish again. Okay, today gold is still bullish. Just sat on a bullish order block right there. That is a buy signature for gold to continue into the next round liquidity. So nothing really serious on gold, except for the fact that it's very bullish, and we like to follow the trend. Do not trade against the direction of the trend. Only trade the trend. Okay, only trade against the trend. That being said, I think I've done justice to what we're looking at. I'm looking at the comments just to see if you guys have one or two things that you would want me to take a look at. Someone said, I texted you on WhatsApp since yesterday. I'm sorry, we usually have influx of messages. So we'll be able to get back to you. Do not worry. Somebody is asking what is NFP? NFP is non-farm payroll. Is a news event that usually showcases the unemployment rate in America first Friday of every month. So if you go to forexfactorycalendar.com, forexfactory.com, just go to calendar and check first Friday of the month. This month of April, today is April, by the way. And instead of doing April Fool, we're giving you a discount. How fair can we be? I mean, how good of us. So on Friday, 4th of April, you can see 1:30 p.m. GMT plus one. We're anticipating NFP, the non-farm employment change on the dollar. So you guys should study this to have deeper insight. You can't study this to have a deeper insight. Okay, my friend. So how do you analyze from the daily to the 1 hour and Solomon 4 hour to 15 minutes? It's just two methods of doing the same thing, either the daily to the 1 hour or 4 hour to the 15 minutes. The idea is do the right thing. Okay? Do the right thing. Someone said, please, who are you? The way you teach is nowhere to be found in the world. So this is me, actually, Bala Francis. This is my YouTube handle. I'm showcasing it to you guys, those of you who've been asking me. And I also have a lot of educational content you can leverage on. So you can just go to this YouTube handle and get me to 10K. If you want me to keep giving you educational content, you have to show me love. Get me to 10K subscribers, and I'm going to keep showing you guys a lot of love by teaching a lot of useful information on my YouTube handle. I've answered your question. Will you trade live for NFP? I think we should try that. I'm not sure, but we're going to try depending on our availability on NFP day. We're going to make arrangements. If we're available, I'm going to come up on live to trade the NFP. USD JPY. Somebody is asking me to analyze the USD JPY. Okay. Let me give you the privilege of analyzing the USD JPY. Actually, this is what we do for our paid mentorship students. We analyze the currency pair you want us to during our Zoom sessions 3 times every week. We do the analysis for you. Like I mentioned, this is where to get us. The EliteTradersProgram.com. Give me a second. The EliteTradersProgram.com. Right now, we just slashed down 50% of all prices for all the courses. It's been slashed by 50%. You can see it right here. This Forex program is usually $100. We slashed it by 50. The VIX cost $25. Sniper by 50, and the all-in-one this all-in-one is supposed to be $100, not $77. Okay. So we just did that so that you guys can join. So this is USD JPY. Let's start with the daily time frame, and on the daily time frame, or even let's take a look at the weekly time frame. What do we see? So the idea of going to the higher time frame is so that you trade in the direction of the institutions. The higher the time frame, the higher the probability of the setup, and the clearer it becomes. So this is the monthly time frame, and clearly you can see that the monthly time frame is bullish. We've seen price creating higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. But now we're failing to take out that high. What is it saying? It's communicating a message. And the current order flow is bearish because in the last 4 months, the candles have been taking out the previous lows and respecting the highs. It lets us know that we're in a bearish order flow. Okay, on the weekly time frame, what do we see? Price created shifting market structure bearish. After that failure swing, we had shifting market structure bearish. If you are confused, just take away the candle wicks. It's going to give you clarity. So you can see clearly, took out the candle wicks. Price actually created a shift of structure and created a bearish order block right there. We traded back into that bearish order block. That's the That's a signature for us to sell the dollar. Remember, we're anticipating a bearish dollar even on seasonal tendency, but on the dollar index, we want to see the dollar reprice into an internal range liquidity. Does the USD JPY have a reason to go higher? Yes, it has. Why did I say so? Take a look at this fair value gap by the left that was violated. This fair value was hidden. Institutions violated it, and they know why. We want to see this guy trade back into that level. At the same time, the dollar is heading into that internal range so that we'll have confluence. As the dollar is ready to sell, let the USD JPY also be ready to sell. Okay, you can see that that same area we outlined the fair value gap also has a bearish order block right there with a fair value gap. You see that? That bearish order block with this fair value gap, that fair value gap has not been traded into. Institutions will hide signatures like this so they can manipulate the impatient, but they will get to this point at the time the dollar is getting to that area so that we can sell together. So currently what do we anticipate? We anticipate some level of retracement into this area, then we sell the USD JPY because it's bearish on the monthly, on the weekly. But of course, for every expansion that takes out external range liquidity, we want to see a retracement into an internal range. And if you measure the price range, you want to see price trade into a premium area above 50% to sell. So we want to see it go back above 50% into this area for us to be selling. On the 1 hour, let's see if we have something significant on the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, price actually created something here, took out the low, created shift of structure, bullish right there, and price just traded into the bullish breaker. Anytime you are confused about the candle wicks, take out the wicks and study the candle bodies, because the candle body shows you the real narrative. In check 15 minutes, probably are going to see something more. So this is what I would love to do. I would be a buyer on GBP, on USD JPY if it takes out this low. That low there, I'm going to be buying. Once it takes out the low here and trades into this area, I will want to buy. Okay, I want to buy when it takes out the low there. I'll be a buyer as it trades into the drawn liquidity, relative equal highs right there. That's my view on USD JPY. How many time frame do I use to do analysis? I do the monthly, weekly, and daily, and I do the 1 hour. Then entries are usually 1 hour or 15 minutes. You are confused about bearish order block and bullish order block, my friend Ek and Emmanuel, please go and sign up for this program. You're going to have a complete mentorship on everything you need to know so that you stop getting confused about bullish or bearish order block. The link is on the description of the video. Okay, like I rightly said when we started, I said those of you in the countries I mentioned, Rwanda, Uganda, and Kenya, we're going to be visiting your country in the month of March, and we're going to do a Forex meet and greet with all the Forex traders in your country. So if you are in this country, please join the link on the description of the video, the link capturing your country specifically. Join so that we have our meet and greet. Once we get to your country, we're going to plan a very, very interesting meet and greet session in your country in the month of March. I think the second week of, sorry, in the month of June, in the second week of June, that's the time we would be moving. Okay? The meet and greet is in the month of June, not March, please. It's June, not March. Okay, so I think that being said, we've done quite a lot today. I love you guys, and I wish you guys all the best in your trading this week. And I look forward to getting testimonials from you guys, learning from us on YouTube. My name is Bala Francis. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this YouTube handle. Also, subscribe to my YouTube handle, Bala Francis. Just search Bala Francis. You're going to see my YouTube handle. Follow me for interesting content. And we're going to keep delivering value completely for free on YouTube. If you want close mentorship, you want one-on-one mentorship, just reach out also to the description on the videos for inquiry and say you want to take a one-on-one mentorship program. You don't have the time to go through all the video and you want to have a close attention accountability check. You want us to hold you by the hand and ensure you are doing the right thing. It's actually, you're going to be charged premium for that service, but of course, it's worth it. Okay, so if that's what you want, to do that. But I recommend this for everybody, whether you are joining us on one or any other thing. I mean, today, $50 is not too much to afford for an investment in your future, because an investment in knowledge always pays the best reward. Someone said the best investment is investment in self. You can lose assets, you can lose money, you can lose every other thing, you can lose knowledge. Okay? If you have the knowledge, that's the best gift anybody else can give you. Beyond signals, I mean, you can wake up tomorrow and I am no more, or my friend is no more, God forbid. Okay? You are going to ask what happens if you don't get to learn. Okay, so learn from us and we're good. Until next time, I wish you guys good luck, good trading, stay safe.